What Wi-Fi are you on?
I'm on your husband's Wi-Fi.
Which one?
I don't know. Rolly's Wi-Fi. I think I'm back on.
Are you on EXT or the regular? It's all right. We're on. We're live.
We're live. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Micki Show. Thank you for hopping on. And I have a special guest here on the Micki Show today. My girl, Saudi Almonte. But, before I introduce her, we're going to talk about our topic for tonight. I got to tell you, I went with B. I wasn't too sure if I was going to wear A, the scarf on my neck or on my head. But I realized that I don't need my glasses for this because this is far. I got to get used to this. I'm so used to having the camera right in front of me. I got to tell you guys, you guys should see this big ring. I need sunglasses. Can you let me borrow some sunglasses? I need sunglasses for this.
Just put on your hat.
My hat. Yeah, but if I put my hat on, then they're not going to. Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is a continuation from our presentation at Summit. But if I put this hat on, it's going to mess up my hair.
Let me see. Put on a little bit.
Huh?
Put on a little bit. Like half. See if it looks cute. Oh, you got to put it on. It's cute. What do you guys think? Hi, everybody. Can you hear us?
That's right. Can you hear us? No.
Should Micki keep the hat? Oh, Unidi says, hey, girl.
All right, guys. Okay, so now, do I keep this thing on my head or do I put the hat? They're not going to take me serious with this hat like this. Seriously.
But, Micki, we have a big announcement. We need the hat. It's part of our skit. Remember?
Anyway.
Should she keep the hat, people? Yes, keep the hat. Tanya says keep the hat.
Keep the hat on? Ay, Dios mío, keep the hat on.
Nobody can see your Jemima thing.
Jemima?
On Jemima bandana.
Anyway, so
Look, love the hat. Listen to everybody.
Listen to everybody, love the hat. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, I like her without the hat. Thank you, Uni. That's all I needed to hear. Uni said without the hat.
Uni knows best.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, guys, welcome to the Micki Show today. Usually on Monday nights at this time, we're hosting the Team Eagle call. And if you follow us, you know that we just got back from Nashville, Tennessee, where we celebrated our annual Coach Summit. And there were so many aha moments. And we wanted to share on our team call our takeaways from Summit. And I thought, well, actually, she thought, you know what, Micki? Why don't we just go on your wall and just share? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are probably, wondering, what's Summit?
Well, they're probably seeing our pictures and, feeling all the excitement. Don't you think they need a little more?
Yeah, we wanted to give you more, And, there was some people that wanted more from us at Summit. So I figured, well, why not? Let's bring it to them Facebook Live. All right, so before we get started on our topic for today, I wanted to give a handful of shout outs to Team Eagle. So where are my notes? All right, this is what we do every week. All right, so we want to welcome our 151 brand new Team Eagle coaches. Welcome to the team. Welcome to Team Eagle. And welcome to Team Beachbody. All right, we have our top sponsor this week. Now, do you think the people that are not part of the team, they're probably like, what's a sponsor?
They're probably wondering.
They're probably wondering?
We should tell them, yeah.
You want to tell them?
The top sponsor means that this amazing woman that we're going to share her name has helped how many people? Because I keep losing track of her numbers. I would say probably 40 people? Easy in 1 month.
Actually, no, last month she had, I believe it was close to 70.
Wow. Wow.
Can you imagine that? Ivy Morales, aka La Tigra. Congratulations, Ivy. I know a lot of people know who Ivy is. She's just an amazing woman, and she is our top sponsor this past week. And she was also the top sponsor for all of Team Beachbody. How awesome is that?
That is very awesome. That
Yeah.
means a lot of lives being changed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in addition to being the top sponsor, she's also the top producer for the week. That is just awesome. Top producer, guys. What does that mean? People are just going to her page and they're committing to different programs, you know? So, plain and simple. And you know what's not plain and simple? It's hot in here, Saudi.
Oh man.
Like, you didn't even hook it up, man. No AC, no air. Like, what? Lurs.
But if I get up, people are gonna see that I'm wearing a dress underneath my cute tank top. All right, let's see if I could sneak out.
Go sneak out.
Let me get you a
because
fan.
I am really hot in here. Can you see? I'm shining over here, guys. Yeah, so La Tigra off the hook.
They're gonna see my dress.
They're gonna see your dress, but seriously, guys, if she doesn't bring a fan in here, I'm gonna melt. I am going to melt if she doesn't do that. So this is exciting! 121 people have joined. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. All right, so we also had rank advancements in our business this past week. And rank advancements simply means that people are building their business and people are joining forces, because let me tell you, mi gente, we have a lot of work, a lot of work out there to help so many people. So please join me in congratulating our new, oh, that feels nice. Awesome, awesome. We have 3 new emeralds this week, Saudi. So congratulations to Nicole Johnson, Carolina Alvarado, and Elcia de la Cruz. Congratulations. These 3 women sponsored 2 women, 2 coaches, I should say. And now they are part of our team. And drum roll please. We have a big announcement. We have our newest 6-star diamond coach, Gabriela Lopez. Congratulations, Gabby. You are a hashtag Latina boss. How awesome.
Congrats. Awesome stuff.
Yay. All right, so with that, we're going to go and dive in to the topic of our call tonight. So, Saudi, thank you so much for being our guest speaker tonight. And for those of you that don't know, let me give you an introduction to Saudi. I know I posted on the invite that Saudi is a superstar diamond coach. And you may be asking, what's a superstar diamond coach? That is the highest rank in all of Beachbody. So you accomplished something really huge. And we're going to dive into that in a little bit. But you know what? That is just a little glimpse of what she is. Saudi is a mom. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's a friend. She's a business partner. She's a coach. She's an aunt. Oh my goodness, you have so many roles. She's a godmother. Oh my goodness. So you have a lot of roles. You have a lot of hats you wear. You do. And now, you know, the newest role that you have, she's the first New York City superstar diamond coach. I'm so proud of her. And you know, guys, I have to tell you, when I first met Saudi, that was, oh, sugar me timbers. How long was that?
It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. 5 years ago. And here is, some of you may or may not know the story, but Saudi's brother, Caesar, and my brother, Tony, they both went to school together. They went to Aviation High School here in Queens. And I knew your brother, but I had no idea you existed.
I didn't know you existed.
There you
I
go.
didn't even know that Tony had sisters.
There you go. And it was this amazing business opportunity that brought us together.
Yeah.
So Saudi came into my home 5 years ago. She was living in Florida, and she came to New York to spend the holidays with her family. And she forgot her Shakeology.
I ran out of Shakeology.
You ran out of Shakeology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's so good.
Because it's so good. Yes. I had 2 of them today. Anyhow, and she posted on Facebook, I think you posted on Facebook that you had run out of Shakeology.
Yep.
And so
Micki came to the rescue.
And I came to the rescue. And she walked into my home with her brother and her husband, Rolly. And the minute you walked in...
Jamie says I'm serious.
Yeah. The minute Saudi walked in, I saw it. I saw it in her. I'm like, this is superstar status right here. I don't know if you saw that in you, but I did.
Absolutely not. I was very insecure at the time. I still hadn't lost all the weight. I was fairly new. And I honestly didn't really know. I don't think either of us knew what we were a part of.
No, we did not.
No, I mean, I felt the accountability right away, and, obviously through our online community, but I really didn't know. And, we're going to get into a lot of stuff today, but remember that part. Remember the humble beginnings of Team Eagle. I remember we took a family picture that day. I call it a family picture because that is the day our family was born.
It was.
Yeah, and your sister drew herself in the picture.
Yes, we photoshopped Edith because Edith was not here.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that it was truly love at first sight meeting Saudi right away. You know when you meet someone and you just click with that person, like your spirit connects to someone? And that's how I felt about you and I felt about her husband, Rolly. Like, Rolly had me dying on the floor. Yeah. Cracking up, his crazy self. He'll probably be storming in here anytime soon. Yeah. He better make me coffee. That's all I'm saying.
He will.
Yes. Hey, Charlotte. So, so that's how it all started. That's when the founders, like the initial founders of the team, met each other. It was that day in my kitchen.
And she made a banging Shakeology.
I did. Oh, yeah. I did.
That was the first time I had PB2, peanut butter. Like, she made Shakeology the bomb.
I did make Shakeology, and I remember running to my room because I was so excited. I wanted to show her my vision board. I'm like, I gotta show you my vision board.
I didn't even know what a vision board was.
Yeah. So, the topic for tonight is success begins with self-discipline. And it starts with you. And that was a real common theme throughout Summit.
Yep.
And there was so many aha moments throughout Summit. And, it all started on Thursday. Thursday there was a mini summit called La Cumbre. And it was specifically for the Latino coaches. And I walked in there, guys, and I know you felt the same way, and I felt like I was at one of the Team Eagle Super Saturdays in New York.
It was amazing.
It was just, the music was going on, the Latin music was going on, everybody, it was like a big family reunion, and and it wasn't just at La Cumbre on Thursday, all of Team Beachbody. Like every time I go to Summit, I seriously feel that I am going on a family reunion event, right?
It's true. Seeing everybody's joy and excitement and kicking it off in that way was really awesome.
Yeah. So on Saturday night, guys, Beachbody recognized the new Superstar Diamond coaches, and that's not an easy task, and that's why I decided to name the call tonight. Success begins with self-discipline, and self-discipline is not easy, right?
It's not.
It's not easy because developing self-discipline means that you need to show up to life, okay? Even those days that you don't want to. And I'm sure, Saudi, there have been days in your journey that you just like want to stay in bed and say, I don't feel like doing it today. Like, absolutely. I'm just going to take a chill pill.
Absolutely. Happens all the time.
All the time. All the time?
Yep.
So can you share with us, since you already said that it happens all the time, how did you overcome that? How did you develop self-discipline? And because clearly that's where it got you today.
I think that the most important part is keeping it real with yourself and owning the fact that self-discipline is one of the things that most people struggle with every day. You know, I am not the best organizer. I am not the best self-disciplined person, but I am an honest person. And I am honest with myself when it comes to self-discipline. And I think that when you accept who you are, you're constantly going to be on point with making sure that you're showing up even though you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like in school when you struggle with a subject, right? Isn't that the subject that they drill all the time and the one you have to get better at and the one that you have to always constantly be on top of? Same thing with me and showing up. You know, I wasn't overweight my entire life because I was a disciplined person. And I think that a lot of people, you know, mistaken coaching with, you know, that title, coach. Usually the coach is the one that knows it all. The coach is the one that gets it. The coach is the one that has the plan. Not in Beachbody. Coaches struggle with weight. Coaches struggle with self-discipline. So kind of owning it and keeping it real will help you better yourself every single day. Because if you're not self-disciplined, you cannot be self-employed. You cannot be a good leader. You cannot achieve success.
You know, and as I'm listening to you and hearing the word success, you know, sometimes when you see successful people and you see them sitting from the outside, it just like, it seems so glamorous because a lot of people view success as this straight line, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that success is a straight line and that there's no potholes. There's no potholes to success. There's no curveballs.
That doesn't exist, my friends.
So,
It
can you share with us? There's something, Sally, like something had to drive you to develop this self-discipline.
Well, it started with P90X. Okay, P90X was one of those programs, and I heard Lindsay Madaway sharing. I finally found one thing I can relate to with Lindsay Madaway, and that's where it all started for me because...
Excuse me one second. For those that don't know who Lindsay Madaway is, we're so used to speaking on a team call, and this is the time we're going, you know, live on my wall. Lindsay Madaway is one of the top 10 coaches in Beachbody. So just wanted to
super successful coach on the team,
network.
In the network. So when I completed, first I am known as Do It Twice Saudi. Nothing ever comes easy to me. Never in my life have I done something once and got it right. So same thing happened to me when I did P90X. I had to do P90X 3 times. You know, first I was more overweight than most people because of lack of discipline and, you know, being a quitter and all that stuff. But when I did P90X, I got stronger every day, right? Our known theme for our summit this year. I got stronger every day, right? So every time my business fell or crumbled or, you know, wasn't going at the pace that I wanted it to, I always look back to me and my journey with P90X. And I would use that as a driving force to kind of give me, you know, because a lot of people fear failure, right? You fear that, you know, you're not going to, but when you can accomplish something like a program like that, you learn to do a push-up, you learn to do a pull-up, things that I never did in my life. I don't think that there's anything harder than that. I don't think there's anything harder than doing a freaking pull-up.
Oh my God, can I tell you about the pull-up? Okay, so first of all, I'm also known for interrupting Saudi.
You all know, you went to the workshop.
I interrupt Saudi. I remember when I first did P90X, I was still working at the bank, right? And I was off one day. And it was the first time ever that I did like my first pull-up. Like, oh my goodness, I hit the lotto. I did a pull-up all by myself, right?
It's hard.
Yeah, and I remember it was 8:15 in the morning. 8:15 in the morning, I'll never forget. And the reason I don't forget is because at 8:15 in the morning, that is when we used to have morning huddles at the bank. Like every morning we would huddle everybody and we would set goals for the day. And so I called and I asked for my assistant manager. She's like, oh my God, Micki, are you okay? I'm like, oh my goodness, Tioka, I did a pull-up. She's like, girl, are you calling this office to say you did a pull-up? I'm like, yes, because I did it. I did it. And isn't it amazing that it is when you're being tested.
Yes.
That's when you know how strong you really are.
Absolutely.
You know? And so all that prep time that I was practicing the pull-up on the chair,
You were getting stronger.
I was getting stronger every day. And all I remember is some dude from the video, I don't remember his name, is like, you know, you don't pull up with your arms, you pull up with your core. You know? So, anyway, back to Saudi.
For me and my team, you know, and getting us to 15-star diamond, I pulled with my heart and my passion. Okay? But that does not come without self-discipline. You feel me, guys? Self-discipline is going to give you the freedom and the love and passion that you need to be able to be okay when someone fails, when someone doesn't show up, you know, and most importantly, owning your growth, becoming the higher level leader that you need to become in order to overcome all those moments, because nothing's easy. If this was easy, guys, if getting to 15-star diamond, getting to 5-star diamond, getting to any, you know, level of accomplishment in this organization, if it were easy, then I'd be lying to you.
Then everybody would be doing
Everybody would be doing it, and we would be lying to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it all comes down to. And there's nothing. If you're gonna learn anything about these two chicks with a vision, is that we are as real as it gets. And
no, you can't get more real than this right up in here.
And that is the one thing that everybody keeps coming up to us after the workshop to tell us, that we keep it real. And I think that's one of the things that I've done with my team. I've kept it real. When I'm mad, I'm mad. When I'm happy, I'm happy. When shit is wrong, it's wrong. When things are good, they're good. You know, those are the some of the things that'll get you through all those moments when things are crumbling. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, go up to one of your coaches and say, listen, what's really going on? You know, come on, let's talk about this. Do you do that?
All the time. All the time. You know, and speaking of which, oh, by the way, we're going to bounce back and forth here.
Absolutely.
Because again, we want to share with you, I'm serious. Like, I can't be wearing my glasses and looking over there because I can't see that well like that. Oh my goodness, no. I can only do this when I'm looking down here. All right.
Oh, Carlos Aguilera's on. So
anyhow,
you gotta be good now.
I'm always good. You're the bad girl.
Really? That's what everybody thinks. Did anybody notice that her note cards were blue like her?
Saudi, we're not talking about the blue cards.
Go ahead. They're loving it. Come on, keep on.
Nah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
What's your next question?
My next question was Saudi, because honestly, you didn't respond to it.
What?
What? Like, what is it?
Oh, the drive.
What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you get up in the morning? Because there's got to be something, right? There's got to, and that's anything in life, right?
I mean, my mission, I live by my mission every day. My mission is to empower and equip women.
Why?
You know, because that is what I was born to do. That's what I've been doing since I was a kid. You know,
can you elaborate?
You saw the lady upstairs that I'm responsible for. You may have an older one, but I have a younger one that I've been. Yeah, you know, I was born to protect.
She's gonna keep it real. She's gonna
keep it real
I
was born to protect. You know, I was raised by my grandmother. My mom is like my child, and and you know, I never knew what my role in life was until I wrote my story. And the common denominator in my story is that I empower and equip my mother to be stronger every day. And I do that with my team, and I it's my passion, it's my thing, it's my job, it's what keeps me going. But there are days that I'm not living by my mission, because there's gonna be times when life hits. And I think people think that when you get your power statement and your mission, that's it, you're free to go. No, you need something higher than that, and that's what we're gonna get into. You need a team mission, a team, something to drive your team, and that changes over time. So it wasn't until you know, we were working with a mentor in the Latino market before Carlos came, and you know, she said, how would it make you feel to be the first Latino team in New York City to be a 15-star diamond team? And that just gave me this higher power, you know. And I said to my team, and I asked my team, because at that point we were kind of like this, you know, ooh, like the roller coaster was all over the place. And when I saw their eyes when I told them that, I found something to hold on to. I found something that I could use to grab all of us. You know, it's kind of like, you know, when you have children, when you're a mom, and you know, every day you got to make sure your kids are eating. Every day you got to make sure that they got a roof over their head, and that, you know, they have to be good, right? And then you have to keep them safe. That's what everybody needs in anything you do in life. And I think that the moment you have it, and don't get me wrong, you know, there's more to my team, but honestly, like, I'm really drilling them on this because we need a higher power right now, because I am not what Carl described as a coastal leader. Like, I'm in this business for the long haul. And, you know, my mission now is to get my team up on that stage. So I have to do a little bit more digging. But honestly, the fact that I am Latina and that we are the first team in New York City, like, that shit just drives me. Like, that gives me all kinds of crazy, weird feelings that wake me up in the morning and never allow me to quit.
And you know what's really amazing, and you know, and I've really seen you grow in the last 5 years. Like, you know, Saudi is not the person who you are today. Is not the person who walked into my kitchen 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
You
not.
know, Saudi was the person. Again, I saw it in, what did he say?
Awesome.
Awesome. I love you, Carlos. I saw it in her before she saw it in herself. You know, and that's what happens with a lot of people. You know, they're not surrounded around people who believe in them, because what'll happen is somebody else will see it in you before you see it in yourself. And so I know that's what you've been doing with your team.
Yes.
Oh, that I was going to say, because I got distracted a little bit here, is that Saudi used to be afraid to get on a team call.
I was afraid of a lot of things, you know.
But as the mama eagle that I am, and if you know anything about eagles, mama eagles will push their baby eagles over the cliff.
I'll never forget the day you made me get on the team call. I was so afraid.
Because that's the only way you're going to learn how to fly. But as the mama eagle of the team, I will never allow any of my eagles to fall down, because I will just fly down and pick them back up, put them back up on the top, and then push them again until they're able to fly on their own. And then the goal is for them, because you've been doing that, you're a mama eagle too.
Absolutely. You know, when something's instilled in your heart, and I mean, you brought that out of me through a process. There was a process.
Right.
And I always, I mean, I don't know if you have another question, but if we're going to talk about how I felt when I walked up on that stage.
Well, that was my next. No,
Okay, so
why you gotta be reading
all
my
right, so
mind?
we won't go there.
Esto es lo que siempre pasa, mi
I know.
gente. Yo tenía una pregunta para ella.
No, está
Pero
bien,
no.
está bien. Vamos a seguir con la otra pregunta. You know, what she saw in me that day in her kitchen, I didn't know I had. I didn't know. Maybe when I was a kid, you know, and I, you know, when everybody's a kid, when you're a kid, you always dream big and you
It's
always
true.
has vision.
Somebody always kills your dreams, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody always kills your dream.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you the question that you asked, because you know my brain. And the question is, how did you, like, what was going through your mind as you walked on that stage as a 15-star diamond coach?
The first thing was that you can do anything, and it doesn't matter when you start in this business. And I think that's great, because this call is public right now. A lot of people have this misconception about network marketing that, you know, you have to be in it first, you know, that it's the pioneers, you know, that it's the founding coaches that make it big. Let me just tell you guys that it hit me when I touched that stage and I saw some of the, you know, coaches that I have admired and followed my entire Beachbody career. But it was a very specific person that, you know, she knows because we talked backstage. But Barbie Decker is somebody that I've always looked up to in the network. And to be on stage with her for the first time as a superstar diamond coach really just made me feel like, wow. And it took me even further than, you know, oh my God, you know, I'm accomplishing this big goal with somebody that I admire, who started this business she's been in the business, 8, 9 years. I know she was a coach 2 years when I started, right? Or 3.
I started in 2009, so I want to say she was 2007. I think she was in like 2 years before me.
We have to plug in your phone. Barbie Kalev has been a coach for a few more years than I have. And, I'll never forget how I became motivated by her. And, Micki Fernandez, after that day that we met, I think it was probably like a few weeks later, calls me up. And guys, I want you to understand something, especially if you're a coach. The human connection and the human touch is very, very important, because Micki took the time to call me. And I wanna just share with you guys a little something here about the type of person that I was. Even though I became a coach, even though I borrowed Shakeology from her, even though I went to her house and I was inspired, I still did not have the belief that I needed to build this business. And she saw that. I was still very, I was questioning a lot of things. And I still thought that network marketing was a gimmick. I still thought that I was crazy by becoming a part of this. And she knew that. And she saw that. So what did she do? She invited me to an event. And that is going to lead into a lot of things that we're going to talk about today about Super Saturday. So she invites me to this event. And not only does she invite me to this event, but she gives me a task. And it wasn't an easy task for me to complete, because I was very shy. I was very, to myself. And I also was questioning the fact that this network did not have a lot of Latinas. I had been on our team page of our founders, and I was wondering, is this really for me? Like, am I really in the right place? So when Micki calls me and invites me to that event, she says to me, and I want you to look for my friend Barbie Decker, at the time was her name. Her name is now Barbie Kalev. And she says, and I want you to go out of your comfort zone. I was like, comfort zone? What is this woman talking about? And I want you to go up to Barbie, and I want you to tell her that you are Latina from Queens, and that you are on my team. And I did that. And Barbie is a big deal, guys, and not too many people were going up to her. She was one of the presenters at that event, and that day changed my life, guys. And honestly, when I look back, I don't think that I would be part of this network if I did not go to that event and I didn't come out of my comfort zone and go up to Barbie. And you know what she did? She hugged me and she said to me, we need more Latinas like you and Micki. And she showed me a text message to validate that her and Micki were really friends. Remember, I didn't know Micki. I didn't know if Micki was, telling me a lie or whatever, even though we know Micki don't lie, but I didn't know her then. So I was that type of girl. Like, she doesn't know this. I was that type of girl. Like, I didn't believe people. I grew up with a lot of limited beliefs. I was backstabbed by friends. Like, I didn't believe anybody. So for her to do that for me, that was like that was the belief that I needed instilled in me to get me to the next level. And then this woman shares her resignation letter on stage and shares how much she was making and shares, how she was going to resign her position as a professor. And, she didn't give real figures, but because I was working for the budget department in the school board of Broward County, so I knew exactly how much she was making, because she said, I am making 5 times as...
It'll come back.
Get off the internet. That's why so much things on. Okay, we're back. She said, I'm making 5 times as much as a professor, doing this Beachbody thing. And I looked over to my husband, who was there with me at that event, and I said to him, honey, this is real. I could do this. She's Latina like me from New York. Okay? And so I went home with the belief that I needed to build this business. So if you are one of those coaches who's coming home from Summit for the first time, or, second time, third time, do something with that belief that's in your heart right now. And do something huge to build this business. From that day, guys, I promise you, I never looked back. I never questioned that this was for me. I never stopped. I never, ever stopped. Micki, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. It does. And I'm so happy. And by the way, Saudi and I don't always go by agendas, because we love to speak from the heart. And I honestly feel that that's why a lot of people can relate to us. And, you know, you sharing about Barbie, guys, it really takes one person to make a difference. You know? Una persona. And I don't know, and I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. If there's anyone here that only speaks Spanish, because hellos, somos Latina, yeah, somos Latina. But Barbie instilled belief in me. One day in Central Park, I will never forget. And what she shared with me, I've been paying it forward. And then I shared it with Saudi, and I've shared it with all of the team, that this business is a business of helping people. And we've taken it one step further. Absolutely. Where our goal, our mission is to rebuild lives, to restore lives.
And we're committed to that, like from the heart, you know.
You know, one of the things, well, we were at Summit, and I don't know if Carlos is still here, and I'll do a Spanglish thing in here, just because nuestra misión es ayudar a todo el mundo, pero sí tenemos
un propósito.
Aparte del propósito, tenemos algo muy especial para la comunidad latina, right? And that is because a lot of Latins, and maybe not just Latins, you know, non-Latins, have so many limited beliefs, poverty mentality. Can you relate to all that?
Absolutely.
You know, because I don't know about you guys. Hold up a second. Let me put the laptop down. I don't know about you guys, but I never believed that success was for me. It was for everybody else. It was for everybody else except me. Why? Because I, just like Saudi and I, clicked because our backgrounds are so similar, you know? And I remember last year when you received the leadership award at Summit, she's like, I'm just a girl from Queens, you know? And I'm always saying, I'm just a chick from the hood, you know, same thing. You know, so we grew up with limited beliefs, poverty mentality. So for me, it was okay to struggle. Like, struggle was normal. Can anybody relate to that?
Oh my God.
Like, struggle was normal. You know, I still remember being a kid and the kids in school making fun of me because, you know, I didn't have brand sneakers. I didn't. I just had, you know, the little tennis that thing, or whatever they're called. I don't know. Skippies? Skippies? Is that what they were called?
I don't know.
Oh, you're younger than me. You probably don't remember.
Well, no.
But anyway. Keds.
It's probably Keds, yeah.
They're probably Keds. Back then they weren't called Keds. But what I'm saying is, like, I remember being, like, feeling left out because all the other kids in school, the non-Latino kids, had the nicer sneakers. And I couldn't because, you know, Mama Dukes couldn't pay for it. There was a lot of things that my mom couldn't do as a single parent. So struggling was just normal.
Keds, your sisters.
There were Keds. Struggle. Can anybody be like, give me some hearts? I want to get, like, I want to feed off of what you guys are responding here with hearts. You know, do you guys know what I'm talking about? You know, that success is for everyone else except you. Well, these two chicks with a vision here, we're here to tell you that that's a lie. It's a lie. And this business of not just holding yourself accountable to your own health and fitness, but helping other people being healthy and fit, helping others achieve their goals, that's what's changed our lives. That is what has snapped us out of the poverty mentality, you know, of the limited beliefs. This business right here, this is what did it for us. And if it did it for us, the girl from Queens, the chick from the hood, it can happen to you too.
Absolutely.
And it takes a decision, and it starts with you. And that's what I loved about Summit. Like, that was the theme, like, all throughout. we had an
hard work,
hard
patience,
work. Like we had,
consistency.
you know, I don't know if you guys have heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. And, you know, I had heard about Gary, when I first started actually with Beachbody. I think it was like in 2009 when he first released his book, Crush It. And, you know, that's the book where he talks about his humble beginnings in the wine business and whatnot. And he's just an amazing man. And so he was our guest speaker, keynote speaker. And he said one thing that like set my soul on fire. Because every time I go to Summit, I come back different. I come back different. And I know that a lot of the coaches that are on this call, or non-coaches that are listening to this call, and maybe you've been to some motivational events, like you come out of there like feeling all warm and fuzzy and you want to save the world. Yeah? Like the intention is there. The intention is there that you want to do the right thing. And us Latinos, like, we're so passionate. Latinos are passionate people. And yes, sí se puede. We're going to do this. Vamos a salvar el mundo, you know? Vamos a cambiar vida.
You know, Micki, the other thing that
I
was
didn't
going
finish.
through wow, I just thought about something that I want to add because I wasn't done.
Oh.
The other thing that ran through my head when I was going up on stage, because the first thing you think about is your team.
Always.
When you're walking up there, because that's like that's like the biggest driver to make you push to get there first, so that you can pave the way for your team.
Absolutely.
And I'm walking, you know, trying not to fall with my big shoes, and I'm thinking, wow, I failed a lot to get here. Like when you look at me, like everybody looks at me, they're like, oh my God, you're so lucky. Oh my God, you're so successful.
Lucky.
I'm just a bigger failure than you, actually. I just failed a lot more. The only thing is that I'm not a quitter, you know, and the reason why I'm not a quitter is because I've used all the struggle in my life and the failure in my life to show me how to win. My failures make me a winner, because a lot of you don't realize that all that stuff that holds you back and that stops you from waking up in the morning with crazy passion to build this business is actually the stuff that you're supposed to be using to make you better, to get you to really look at this for the long haul, and to use those things that you're struggling with to help other people. That is the secret. Keep failing forward, but don't stop.
Exactly. What do they say? They say you fall 7 times, you get up 8. But now, can I go back to what I wanted to say?
Go ahead. You can go.
Okay. So, what I was going to say, that I loved what Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V for short, he said something that brought me back several years ago. He brought me back to a couple of places in my life. And that's what I love when I hear people sharing their story. Because when you hear other people's story, guess what? You start reflecting on your own story. And that's what happened to me, and with things that me and Saudi have gone through in the last, you know, we've had an amazing 5-year journey. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. We've cried together, we've laughed together, we've cursed together.
She curses.
She makes me curse.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, so what Gary V said, he asked the question, and correct me if I'm wrong. He said, how many of you out there have immigrant parents? Like, can I get some hearts? How many of you are, you know, first generation here, second generation, third generation? Come on, show me some hearts. Hello, come on. Heart, 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 heart.
A bunch.
A bunch, right? So here's what I'm going to go Spanglish on you. Por si las moscas, si hay gente aquí que solamente hablan, no, que solamente hablan inglés. Excúseme, que solamente hablan español. Hubieran hecho algo. So what I want to say is this, guys. Okay. So when he said that, it brought me a flashback of my grandmother. And it also brought me a flashback of a conversation that you and I had when you and I were doing body beats at the gym. This was, you know, several years ago. And something happened while we were doing the workout. And I turned around and I told Saudi, You want to know why you and I are badasses? Because our grandmothers are badasses, or mine was, because your grandma's still alive. But our grandmothers came to this country.
They were hustlers.
They were hustlers. Like my grandmother. Okay, here's a little history, because this is where I get it from, and I share this with my coaches on a Facebook Live I went earlier today. My grandmother came to this country in 1958. En el 1958, la señora Blanca Espacio Damirón vino a los Estados Unidos, vino a la ciudad de Nueva York. Okay, she didn't know the language. She didn't know anyone. Like, it takes a lot of balls.
Courage, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I say courage. She says balls.
It took a lot of courage, honestly, for this woman to come to this country, because she wanted a better life for her family. So in essence, my grandmother paved the way for me. And what better way for me to repay her by being successful? Because this is what she did for me, and she did it for my siblings, and for the future generations to come. Grandma did that for me, and your grandmother did it for you.
Absolutely. My grandmother came to this country around the same time, and never got on public assistance, never did anything. She worked. Like, she worked her butt off to give my brother and I and my mom a better life. And, you know, those are the things I always look at. And that's when I and everybody here has somebody like that in their family. I don't know anybody here who doesn't have somebody in their family that they can look up to, that can start instilling the type of badassness that you need to be a business owner and to grow this thing. Like, you need to start tapping into that stuff and really getting to know that everybody has it inside. Yeah. You just have to wake up that beast.
You want to know how? You want to know how? I mean, my grandmother had a real entrepreneur spirit. Okay, so I have to share this with you, because, you know, it's not a Micki show unless I share something funny. Okay, but here's what my grandma used to do. Right? My grandmother never worked a day in her life. She was an entrepreneur from the day she was born. Grandma refused to work for anyone. She worked for herself. Oh, that's who she was.
My grandmother always had a side gig.
She had a side
gig?
Just
like me.
Yeah. But she was always selling stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. She was, like, always selling stuff. So I remember one day, I must have been, like, 13 or 14 years old, and I was looking for an outfit that I had. And I couldn't find my outfit. I said, I bet you my outfit is in her luggage, and she's ready going to sell it in Dominican Republic. And sure enough, I go to her room and I go, Mamá, I went into her maleta. Digo, ¿y qué hace el vestido mío ahí? ¿Por qué usted tiene mi vestido ahí? She goes, porque yo nunca te he visto a ti con ese vestido, así que ya tú no lo vas a usar, así que yo lo voy a vender.
She's never worn it, so she's going to sell it.
So she's like, I haven't seen you with that dress, so I'm going to sell it. And then get this, then she would go to DR, and my cousins over there, they're like, you know, Grandma, she never brings us anything. She's always trying to sell us stuff. That was my grandma. Yo, if my grandmother was alive, she would be my #1 producer. That's right. Grandma, she would be the number one recruiter.
One of my grandmothers, not my grandma, my cousin's on. And I know that he can relate, because he knows my grandmother really well. So, and that's how she was.
Yeah, so.
They always had a box shipping to DR.
They always had a box, you know, shipping and selling. Grandma was off the hook. So, you know what? Why am I sharing this?
But, you know, I bet you your grandmother was always helping. Because my grandmother used to send food to the poor.
So here's the thing. Grandma, my home where my mom and I live, that was Ellis Island. Okay, we had Ellis Island. Grandma would everyone who would come from the Dominican Republic,
they would say,
we're taking this call to a whole different level.
But that's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from, right? So we have to share this with you. I'm sure some of our team members probably don't even know this. So Grandma would anybody who would come from the Dominican Republic, they would stay in her home.
Same here.
You know, she would have room for them until they were able to get back on their own 2 feet.
I slept on the floor more than on my bed.
Yeah. I still wasn't born when that happened on my end. But, you know, once they were able to get back on their own 2 feet, you know, they would go off and they would just branch out on their own. And then she would come in and she would sponsor more people and bring them in. So then, guess what? Grandma was a Beachbody coach. She just didn't know it. Grandma was a Beachbody coach. She would sponsor people
and then
right? And then she would help them. And once they would get on their own 2 feet, she would just, like, she was the mama eagle. She was a grandma eagle. And then she would push them off the cliff, Goodbye.
That is so true.
Next one. And it was a revolving door. That's, so that's where I get it
They
from.
were entrepreneurs.
They were entrepreneurs, and I know, yeah, there were strong women. And that's
and they never complained, and they never quit. I never saw my
never
grandmother
quit.
cry.
Can I
never
tell
saw
you,
her be
my
mad.
grandmother was a widow at age 42 with 5 kids. With 5 kids at age 42.
She made it happen.
And she made it happen. So that's why I, honestly, Saudi, I have a real problem with people. Like, just in general, with people who go around life in this victim mentality, and they're always crying and woe is me and woe is that. Look at the country we live in. There's so much opportunity here, right? And this opportunity that we have here with Beachbody. So Saudi, I'm going to transition it back to you.
The bottom line is that setbacks and failures is how you become successful.
And isn't that what they spoke about at Summit? Like, your story is in your struggle. Success comes out of struggle.
But here's the thing. Everybody looks and sees, Team Eagle has all these amazing people, 10,000 strong. But there has been a lot of setbacks and a lot of failures that have happened to be able to help those people. And bottom line is, if we wouldn't have failed and we wouldn't have had setbacks, how the heck are we going to have the experience to build this business? In order for you to have the experience to build this business and get to SuperStar and get to all these high levels of accomplishments, you have to have setbacks, because setbacks are experience. So start embracing that, guys, and you guys can all be on that stage too. And that was my third aha moment. My third aha moment was when I looked over at my team, and there was a few of them that were close enough that I could see them. And I looked over at one particular coach who was close enough, and that is my cousin Denise Martino. And I felt successful because in the past summits, Micki and I have been on stage, and Micki Fernandez, Sally Almonte. But I would go home angry. I would go home like, man, this isn't feeling right. But looking over at her, she was sitting in the front row, elite seating, because she has accomplished something really extraordinary in her business, and so has Audrey, and so has Darlene and Ivy, and a bunch of coaches on our team. But the one I could see is her, and I felt like a very successful woman at that moment. And I'm gonna write about it later. I'm gonna post a video so you guys can get a little glimpse, at some of the aha moments that I had, seeing their pictures and seeing the red carpet and seeing how they were treated. Because all I've ever wanted and all we live for, and where our mission stems from, is that what we want is for you all to overcome and become successful. And do it by embracing your failures. Stop hiding, Use everything you're feeling from Summit. Even if you didn't go, come on, guys, I know you've been touched by our pictures. I know I have. I freaking go on my wall to look at that shit myself. Like, use the feelings that you have right now to do something. And stop being afraid. Like, what are you afraid of? People that are afraid of failure, kind of questionable. Because if you're afraid of failure, then you a little, can I say the word punk? Like, really, stop it. Like, stop that shit. Like, that's the biggest fucking excuse. Oops, I said the F word. The biggest excuse on the face of this earth. Don't ever come up to me and tell me you're scared of failure, because I will walk away from it. That's my new motto. Because so many coaches come up to me and tell me that, and it really pisses me off, and it's hard to be fake.
You know what also pisses you off, Saudi? Can I share with them what pisses you off?
What? So many things.
So what pisses Saudi off, I want to blast her out, but it's actually a good thing, and I hope that it pushes you to take action, okay? There's so many coaches and people, just people in general, right? That they'll go up to you like, oh, Saudi, you inspire me. And that really upsets you. Why?
She went there. All right, guys, look. Stop getting fucking inspired. Go do shit. Like, really? I inspire you? What are you doing about it? I got inspired by Barbie, and I have never told her that until we walked on stage together. I proved it to her. So from now on, prove it to Micki and I that we inspire you. Stop sitting on your asses and fucking do something about your lives. Like, you shouldn't have said that, because it was my secret. I was with Barbie at one of the parties that we qualified for. And Barbie says to me, you know, Saudi, and Audrey was there when she said it. She said, Saudi, I never knew that I did all those things for you. I wish I could do that for my team. And I said, Audrey, tell Barbie how she's inspired you. And it was the biggest gift I could ever give Barbie. That was my payback. My payback to Barbie was not, oh my God, Barbie, you inspire me so much, and go home and lock yourself in the closet and don't do shit. That's enough with that. You know, if I inspire you, I challenge you to be on stage. I challenge you to do more with your life. I challenge you to be part of something bigger than yourselves. And my team knows, I'm talking to you right now, because they know, they've heard my mouth for the last few days. Because it cannot be just Audrey and you know, Denise and Gabby, keep on telling me their names, and Ivy and Unides and all these coaches and Norris going up on stage. It needs to be everybody on Team Eagle. Come on, like, you all have a piece of us. Stop isolating yourself from success and go for it. Like, go all in and stop half-assing it. Embrace the failures. The failures will give you the self-discipline that you need to become successful. That is the secret, guys. I am not better than you. I am a bigger failure than all of you, and that's why I rocked that stage, and that's why I was up there with Barbie Decker. Oh, Barbie Kalev. Because I have embraced failure. I'm not afraid of failure. That is why I fear less every single day. All right, guys? So let's embrace our failures and really go for it all the way.
I think you summed it up.
I did. Sorry.
No,
you shouldn't have asked me that. She knows how to press my buttons, man. I swear. See, now none of them are going to freaking want to come up to me and be nice and share pictures. How about you come up to me and just say, I'm a badass. Like, I got this. You come up to me and say that shit instead.
And not only say that ish to her, but tell her exactly what you're doing to make it happen.
Yes.
Like, guys, we got to take action behind that warm, fuzzy feeling that you're feeling inside, right? Because it's one thing to feel excited and you want to save the world, and first of all, you need to save you need to save yourself first and put your oxygen mask on first. But what are you going to do? What action steps are you going to do? You know? And I have to share this with you guys, because if I don't, I'll regret it after I hit finish on this. You ready? Show me some hearts. Or give me some thumbs up. You ready to hear this?
I think it's a delay. It has a delay.
It has a delay? I want to see thumbs up. Thumbs up with what I'm about to share with you. It's a little smackdown, but you guys can handle it. Awesome. Okay, so this is one of the things that I've been hearing lately. Everybody knows that I am a God lover, right? Because I am.
Oh, she's going in there.
God is my driving force. And, you know, we were talking to our mentor today, Kim Carver, and one of the things that came out of our conversation was that good is the enemy of great. I'm going to repeat that again, just in case you didn't catch it the first time. Good is the enemy of great. Because greatness comes from within. And so when he said that, like, my head was spinning. My head was spinning. And I said, wow, you know, Les Brown, who's another motivational speaker, which a lot of us follow, he always says, you have greatness inside of you. And the reason you have greatness inside of you is because each and every one of you were called on purpose and for a purpose. So you all have gifts.
Good is the enemy of great.
You all have gifts inside of you. But you need to be like that child on Christmas morning that's so excited to open up their gift. Be that child. Be excited. Open up your gift. Because inside that gift is greatness. But don't you dare come and tell me that you're waiting for God to send you a sign. Because you know what? That's an excuse. And I have the authority to say that to you. You want to know why? Because that was me before. Like, yo estoy esperando que Papá Dios me mande una señal para ver lo que yo voy a hacer. Because, you know, yo no sé lo que yo voy a hacer. Yo voy a esperar. Yo voy a esperar. I'm going to wait.
I leave it in God's hands.
I'm going to leave it in God's hands. Yo, let me tell you something. Like any other relationship, it takes two to tango. He's done his part. Okay? He has deposited the gift inside of you. He has deposited talent. He has deposited greatness inside of you. Okay? But now you need to take action. You want more? You want more out of life? Whether you're Team Eagle or not, I don't care who you are. I don't care who I'm talking to. If you want more out of your life, then you need to do more. You cannot expect God to bless you with more if you're not even doing anything with what you have right now. Think about that. Think about that the next time you say, I'm just going to wait on God. No. As a matter of fact, he's waiting on your ass so that you can take action. Hellos. Pónganse la pila, mi gente. Why you got me started?
That wasn't me. I didn't say anything.
You said something that triggered me. She said something.
I didn't do anything.
Estoy sudando. All right.
Are we going to talk about country heat and something?
All right, let's talk. You know, it's so hot. It's so hot right now that we're going to talk about country heat right now. It's so hot in here. Estamos caliente ahora, Carlos. Vamos a hacer el country heat. We were challenged, okay, with Carl Deichler about our fitness. And I love what he said. He goes, and I'm also talking to the seasoned coaches. Oh, no, he didn't say seasoned. What did he say?
Coastal?
Is that what he said? Coastal?
He used that word a lot.
He used that word a lot.
Yep.
He said something else, too. But here's the thing, and this is what's so awesome about being a Beachbody coach. Just because you're a Beachbody coach doesn't mean you got it all together, because God knows I don't have it all together. All right? So he's challenged us at Summit that we need to start and finish a program and drink your Shakeología todos los días. That's what he said.
Read a book, drink a shake, work out.
It's really that simple. Because if we're always stop and go in anything in life, you know what kind of results you're going to get? Go ahead, say it. Stop and go results. Those are the results you're going to get. Stop and go results. So, when we were on stage...
Sandra, she don't want to take the tag off her hat. Sorry.
No, I can't take off the tag because it's not my hat.
It's a gift.
It's a gift, but I wash my hair today. I'm good. But I have a green one. I can always... Oh, man, yours is nicer than the one I bought.
I don't know why you picked green.
I didn't
You
see
are
that
not
one.
taking my hat. Stop it. Keep going. Come on.
Okay, so what was the saying? Oh,
Carlos Aguilera said on Wednesday there's going to be a call about country heat. We're going to make sure we share it in this thread, so come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, so he had us, right? I already had written this out because he said that we had to commit. Can you see it? Oh no, this.
Wait, yeah, they could see it right there.
You can see it right there. So when we were on stage on Saturday, we spoke about which program we were going to commit to. Now, I'm already a week into Max 30, Insanity Max 30, and I'm tired of being stop and go with Insanity Max 30. So, I'm also going to throw country heat in there.
So you're going to do country heat.
Yes.
Well, here's why we all have to do country heat, especially if we're coaches.
Yes.
So, I don't know if you heard it from Carl, but it is the total truth. Country Heat is a program that is designed, that is for people who don't necessarily like to work out, which is probably a lot of people, right? And I know that it's hard for some coaches because now you have this discipline about working out, and you get it and you have your favorite workout already. But the thing with country heat is that if you don't do it, if you don't try it, you're not going to be able to talk about it with conviction.
Right.
So that means that I'm going to use your word. Can I borrow it?
Go ahead.
You're a holderbacker.
Don't be a holderbacker.
You can't.
Hashtag, don't be a holderbacker.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it too.
You can't, because how are you, and here's the thing, I attract a lot of women who were like me, who was 100 pounds overweight, who doesn't like to work out, who struggles with stopping and going, right? So if I don't do the program, there she goes, stealing the show again. She's doing country heat. Then we're not going to attract those people to our lives that really need a change. So there you go. Micki's doing country heat in her little mini skirt. So guys, if it's not your thing, just get it so that you can be able to talk about it with those people that you know you have a calling. You're a coach. You're here to help others. You're so awesome. You create your own word, Micki. Yeah, Micki has a lot of words, Carlos. Oh my God.
But no, seriously, you know what's really beautiful though, honestly, guys? You know, and I already had started Insanity Max 30, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna do country heat. Because it's out of my comfort zone. That's why. And it's always, I don't know, but I'm a firm believer that when you do things that are outside of your comfort zone, that greatness follows that.
Can I tell you why I'm doing it again?
Why?
Because I love annoying my kids. I love when they get mad and I wake everybody up in the house. Oh my God. No, I actually loved it. I was in the test group and I lost 11 pounds, a bunch of inches. But what I really loved is that it just gets your, you know how we say we have to do personal development in the morning? Doing that program in the morning got my mind like in this all-time high.
Yeah.
And music does that for you. And dancing does that for you. So experience it. You know, if you don't like it, at least you can talk about it and get those people off the couch.
Listen, bring your inner Madonna out. Like,
Madonna does country music?
I'm sure she did at one time in her life.
Oh.
Everybody does country.
And
right?
honestly, the country music is actually pretty cool. Look at Edith, though. I know you can relate, Edith. What? I woke up my 19-year-old pissed every morning. I was accomplishing my goal every day.
So, you and I were saying about doing a Team Eagle Country Heat Challenge.
Yeah, we're doing a challenge with our entire team. We're gonna kick it off at our Super Saturday, and we might have some prizes.
We do.
It's gonna be fun. So more information coming to you about that. What else? Super Saturday is this Saturday.
Yes.
If you haven't bought your ticket, get your ticket.
It's Super Saturday and
the $1,000 a day. Jamie said to talk about.
Yes. But before we do that, Super Sábado, mi gente, especialmente los latinos, óigame claro lo que les voy a decir, que es con ustedes que estoy hablando. A mí no me vengan el jueves a estar llorando que ya no hay entrada.
Saying in English,
okay?
Too,
So don't come to me on Thursday crying that there's no more tickets. I'm sorry. Tickets are we're ending sales on Wednesday. So you have until Wednesday to buy your tickets because we are almost sold out. And they're gonna sell out. I mean, we have Kim Carver as our guest speaker. He's gonna do an amazing training. And our hosts are none other than elite coach Audrey Robles Diaz and premier coach Ivy Morales, who is currently the number 17 coach in the entire network. So out of 455,000 coaches, she's number 17. You may want to come and listen to what she has to say. Okay? I know I am. So, compren su entrada, mi gente. No se queden atrás. Because it is really going to be an amazing Super Sábado. It's going to be better than Sábado Gigante. We're going to have our own Sábado Gigante.
Uh-oh. She went there.
That's right. What else? And listen, come guys. You're going to get all the news. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be the $1,000 with Country Heat. And you may want to come and find out how you can win a jackpot. But you have to be at Super Saturday. Be there, nycsupersaturday.com. And in English, nycsupersaturday.com.
Awesome. So I hope to see many of you there. We're going to have fun. Don Francisco is gay. Don Francisco got nothing on you guys. We can't wait for you to come down to New York.
Yes, Carlos, prepárate. I can't wait to see you. We're, you and I have a pending conversation because en septiembre, ay Dios mío, lo que va a pasar en septiembre aquí en Queens, en el condado de Queens, mi gente, el señor Carlos Aguilera.
Oh, thank you, Chastity. She just shared the link.
Awesome.
The other thing is, guys, we're going to have an awesome photo op section for you guys to take your pictures. So come in your best country outfit. It'd be a great way for you to take pictures with your team. You know, Super Saturday is not only a place for guests to come and get inspired and hear amazing stories, and find out everything that's going on with Beachbody, but it's also a place where the culture starts within your team. You know, you come to these events, you take pictures and you write about what's happening with your teams, and then you go probably after the event and go have lunch and really start building those connections, because guys, you don't get that anywhere else, and that's what makes us different. And I always tell my coaches, take advantage of your humble beginnings and the bonding that's happening within your teams when, like, right now as you're building, because it doesn't go away, but it's not as intimate, and it's something that you should really look forward to. So I see you at Super Saturday.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with the two chicks with a vision girls. And for those of you that are in the New York City area, we will see you at
Yes, Addie.
Super Sábado. Good night, guys.